be with us. I'm very sorry for this hindrance. It happened.
No
I hope it will not happen again, because I know that we are always on a very tough and very tight schedule, and so we don't have to lose time. I will do the presentation. Hi, Marek. Thank you. I'll be quick. I will do the presentation as if we were the group. As you know, at the moment, we can just make 3 groups starting, and these groups are funding, technology, and governance. I don't know if you can, okay. For these groups, do you see, what do you see? You don't see, no, you don't have to look, you don't have to see this one. Okay, we prepared, wait, we prepared on Google Drive some folders with some files, just as guidance. Then you can use the files as you want, and I'm going to show you this one. Okay, here it is. So, as you can see, we prepared in Google Drive these 3 files: funding, technology, and governance. All of you have the link to the group that you joined. In this, let's take funding, for instance. They are all the same. In this folder, you will find some files, as I said, in some Words and some Excels. I hope that you can use Excel files. I know that for museum people, sometimes Excel, it's something tricky, but that's something that, being in Intercom, I really hope that you can manage. As you can see, the Excel files are regarding, for instance, bibliography. And I didn't create a table. What we need to know is year, author, title, a description of the reference, the bibliographic reference. So I don't want to say an abstract, but why we choose, why it's important, and your comment. So an objective description and a subjective comment on the topic. Of course, you feel free to create a table, to leave it like it is. Of course, you must work on shared files. So that's why I would like, after this general launch, that you will meet or you will exchange emails with your colleagues and decide how to work with these tools. So we have one for the bibliography, we have one for the cytography, and that's exactly the same. Last visit, the site link, the description of why it's important, of the link, and your comment. Okay, I I think it's really important a comment on your opinion on what we collect, because of course something can be a good benchmark, something can be an outdated benchmark but still relevant, something can be completely out of what we believe it's important, but maybe it has been used a lot in our sector. So I do hope that you go for your comment a lot. And then here there is also a file on benchmarks. Again, benchmarks, it means, why doesn't it work? Benchmark are all the examples that we consider interesting, where they are. I don't know why. Where have been in use, let's say, what are they about, and your comment, and also the year they refer to, because maybe we can have a benchmark which is a model of governance that has been in use for many years, and it's still working, or maybe it's something brand new, and we want to know also these time lapse, just to understand in which cultural and sociological and economical for funding situation is collocated, this benchmark. Then we have 3 other files, docs, which are more descriptive. So, state of the art, and as you see, it's a blank file in which you together must describe the situation in which you start to consider your research. So what's the situation of funding at the moment? I hope that you had the chance to follow the meeting, the conference of UCAM yesterday, or if you want to go to our website and to download the report, it's regarding funding. It's very, 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 very interesting, and it's a very remarkable research. And so just see, it gives an idea of the state of the art. And so we would like you to define what is the state of the art. Hold on one second, there is someone else. Rina, here it is. Okay, then we have the file of needs and deeds. So given the state of the art, another blank file, given the state of the art, which are the needs and the deeds that we believe are needed at the moment by our community. And so we can start describe them and put the hypothesis of our research. Then a third file in docs, which is outputs and outcomes. So what we think that we can do based on the research that we have done, based on the benchmarks that we have found, based on the state of the art and the needs and deeds that we have focused, which are the outputs that we can organize, what we want to do, how we want to do it, give projects, ideas, whatever, and which are the outcomes expected. Of course, from my point of view, the benchmarks that we collect must be of inspiration regarding the description of these outputs and outcomes. So this is the material, very poor, but I hope very useful, that we prepared for you to work with. But it doesn't limit what you can add as files, as materials, as ideas. It doesn't have to limit. We have a aim, which is our aim is very basic. For the first year of the working group is the collection of bibliography and the analysis of the situation. Of course, if in your group you want to give yourself other aims, other target to reach, you've got to discuss. You can discuss it with the supervisor, and we can go for it, because maybe some working groups don't need to last 3 years, but they can reach some goals and some targets at the end of each year. So, but that's really what I want, is your autonomy, professionality, capability of organizing your work. We are the management international committee. We are the leadership international committee. I can be a guide, but I don't want to tell you what you have to do. You are leaders yourselves. So it's a decision that we must take, let's say, horizontally, with some points, like a post-Fordist organization. Each cell organizes itself, and then we work together. That's basically what I can tell you. You can start whenever you want. We will share the contacts in each folder. There will be the contact of the other members of your working group, and it will be your own responsibility to contact them, to stay in contact and to organize yourself. We cannot, as Intercom board, we cannot guide you also in these. So please feel free to ask us for help. Of course, you need, I can provide a free, long-lasting drive link for the calls if you want to have the call, but it's not a problem. Or if you want to have me or other members to discuss directly with you, well, something, please invite us. But I really would like you to be a model of managerial leadership. Lizzie is laughing, but I hope that it makes you understand that I don't want to pamper you, because otherwise we can do it by ourselves. We need the skills, the intelligence, the professionality of all of you to bring ideas to those files. So please, questions, practical, logistical, whatever, let me know. Open your mic and ask me. Lizzie, please.
How will those three working groups, governance models, fundraising and patronage, and technologies, where will they intersect, or is there no vision for them to intersect?
Well, good question. I think that they might intersect some time, somehow. Of course, from my point of view, there is a part of collection of data which is independent, and when by collecting also the data, you might find that for technology you come across the funding problems or the governing problems, and so at this point it's very welcome to ask for a joint meeting with the colleagues and say, listen, we found this and this, can be useful, can we work it together, or whatever. But at the beginning, I believe that's an independent collection of data, let's say. But do you have other ideas, Lizzie?
No, I think that makes sense. And maybe towards the end of the whole process, we will see more read across, and there's something that can, maybe an overarching synopsis of how they all intersect.
Yes, absolutely. Also, because as I said during the presentation of the working groups the other time, I would like that each working group could present a paper, a presentation, whatever, at the end of the year. That might be at the annual conference, that might be on a specific webinar that we organize at the end of the year, where the members of the working group present what they do, and we can organize also a debate, and maybe it can be the moment of this overarching analysis of what has been found. But that's something that you must take in mind, that the working group must create something. Of course, the basic is the list of references. I come from ECOFOM, my first international committee, and I was board member of that committee was ECOFOM. So for me, lemmas, lexicons, references, everything like that, it's quite important. But as I said, it's a basis. Then you've got to organize yourself. So thank you. Thank you, Lizzie. Other questions? Are you a little bit scared, maybe? Asta is a little bit scared.
No, I'm not. Maybe so many questions, how do we organize and etc. So yeah, but I understood your point of view and the board, role in this. So yeah, it's clear, and we're gonna manage that.
I'm pretty sure. Also because you know, we are not surgeon, and we are not paid. We are all volunteers. So we've got to do our job at the best, but we are not heart surgeon. So even if it's not the best, nobody dies. And so even if we don't collect all the references, all the benchmarks, if we don't get the latest study, okay, we will find it, we will come across it next time. And if we cannot reach the goal, okay, we won't be happy, but again, we tried and we reached the level that we reached. And even on that, we can try and construct something. Lizzie, again.
Just a quick question about scope and geographical reach. I mean, obviously, we will have data and bibliographic references from our own countries. Is that so? Do we just sit with that, or do we try to represent at least larger geographical areas of the world?
Another good question. Of course, we would love to have a coverage of the general the general situation of these topics around the regional globe, parts of the globe. Let's start with the texts and the references that we know, that must be connected to our part of the globe, or like you are a globetrotter, and so you can maybe have also other references, other benchmarks. All of us are a little bit of a globetrotter, so maybe we could have found other reference from around. And let's see during the time the balance that we have, so we can go and correct, let's say, the sample of what we have. We are not doing a study really. We are a working group, so we have means to adjust ourselves, okay? And actually, I said the end of the year, it's a deadline, but it's not it's an established deadline. You know, we can move it and say, yes, we arrived here with just regional, or with just our own references. That's why, for me, it's very important that in the bibliography, cytography, and benchmark, there are both the description and the comments, because sorry, because maybe if we have an article in some language which is not English, French, Spanish, or even German, you know, some language that we cannot understand, at least we can have a sort of abstract and a sort of comment of why this article is important. And that's quite important from my side, because sometimes many of our colleagues, and I saw it very clearly in Dubai, there were a lot of speakers that we didn't know, because they were coming from a part of the world that we Westerns know a little less, and they publish in a language that we cannot read most of the time. And so if we can give these people, these researchers, these academics, a little bit of visibility, and just to understand their work and to put it into a framework of other works that can be combined, maybe it's a benefit for all the community. So Maggie, I hope I replied, Lindsay.
So
Maggie,
first
please.
of all, hi. Thanks. So hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here with you this morning. Here is the morning, it's 6 a.m. And thank you, Christina, for the very clear explanation. It's very clear. I have a question about the timeline and the next meetings, because I understand that there is a big part of the work right now that we do individually. So everybody feel the drive, and we share what we know and what we will discover in the next weeks and maybe months. And then you talked about a publication probably, or presentation, or kind of a tangible, if I can say, output of all the work that we have done in this year. And do you have for the timeline to this product, this publication, who is responsible of kind of look for that? Look that at some point we work individually, and for what I understand, if we think that we need to meet, we can write to the colleagues of the working group saying, hi, maybe we can do that and that. But is there someone who will say, okay, at this point, we have to get together all the information and start to work on a publication?
As I said at the beginning, I would like to leave you some sort of autonomy in this, meaning we have, the board gave you some overall scopes and aims and overall deadlines. So we have the annual conference in Udaipur in India at the end of October. Maybe someone might decide to present the state of their research of the working group for that time. Maybe it will not be ready for a publication, but maybe it will be just an interim, an interim advancement, okay, of just an information on the state of the art of the working group. So, but as I said, given the general outlook, I really would like you to set your own goals and timelines that you can share with the supervisors or with me directly. And at this point, we can work, the working group can work on that, with that aim. So for me, it's very important that you start confronting each other, deciding, have a discussion within the group, and just starting to set some of these needs and deeds, for instance, that might lead the organization of your working group. I know it's a non-answer to your question, but
no, that's okay.
but really, I don't want to be too much imposing on what you have to do, because otherwise I diminish your professionality, I think. So
Okay. Thank you very much.
David, thank you, Maggie. David, Sally, Iza, Beryl, do you have questions? Other questions? David, please.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you all. Yeah, I have a question. It's more related with these goals and obviously the like the goal of each of these documents. Are you going to share with us a document that maybe put those in writing to have that in mind during our research?
Yes, of course. We can add an overall a file with the overall aims of the groups, but then I want you. I mean, we will give the framework, but then I want you to give us the detailed aim of the group. So yes, I will do it. Thank you very much for your suggestion.
Thank you.
Ellie, please. Okay. Iza. Please.
Yeah, hi, hello everyone. It's so good to see you all. I just wanted to repeat what I understood. As I understand, we all will be populating or brainstorming through those documents, the shared Google Drives, and then once we, like in a week or a couple of weeks' time, we populate maybe the state of research or the state of art document, and then we meet to discuss all the ideas and maybe reach to a conclusion or maybe shortlist couple of research projects and then decide what to do next and how frequent should we meet, maybe bi-monthly or monthly, however everybody would decide, because of course we all are working professionals from all different type of geographic regions, time zones, so we'll have to decide on our time as well. So I believe, yeah, and once we reach to a conclusion about our research project, maybe then we start working on the bibliography part of it. So correct me if I understood it correctly.
Yes, it's like this. It depends on your methodology, on the methodology that the working group wants to apply. Usually, I start from the bibliography, but that's my point of view. And I start from a basic, that's my point of, that's how I'm used. I start from a basic bibliography, I elaborate, and then I go expand the research for bibliography. But again, it's completely up to you. The important is that we can reply to all these quests, also because in the strategic plan of Intercom, we really would like to position ourselves as a not a guiding light, because maybe it's too much, but a focal point in the research. And for other institutions in the world, universities, I really hope that with the University of Quebec, maybe we can carry on the project that Lizzie and Carol are still proposing to Intercom, and maybe they can be if not partners, supporters, but other institutions, other universities, other academic that academies that want to have a reference. They know on some topic, they know that they can come to us, and that we have a bibliography. Let's call it bibliography in general. We have a bibliography of recent, quite recent, worldwide references on some specific managerial and leadership topics from all the world. And so that's, again, I think it's all interconnected. And I really would like each of you be the testimonial of Intercom in your country, in other institutions, to present, to speak about also what your working group is doing, because it must be brought outside. It's not something that must stay with us just for us. Okay, so Isa, you got it, and it's like you said. Asta, please.
Yes, so let's say regarding recent, you mentioned recent bibliography publications. So do you have specific date range in mind, or we as a group gonna decide that?
Again, I would say as a group you can decide that. My suggestion is, of course, there are some pillars in the studies, some things that we cannot avoid because they were fundamental for the sector, for the studies. I would give a space also to your publications, why not? Or to the publication of recent researchers or recent publications that maybe have not been already considered for what they are, or for the way that they might be. But that's a wishful thinking. I mean, I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's the case. I don't know if there are important, relevant, and fundamental recent studies. And so let's just start from what we think is fundamental and then build it. So I need to ask your consent to share your emails with your colleagues. I know it's crazy, but I need to ask you that. And so I will add in the working groups folder, I will add also the contacts of all of you. Again, use those folders as you please. Each of you might have a copy, but please not on your computer, or everything shared. So we are not going to lose anything. It's not because I don't want you to have things. You can keep a copy if you want, but I really would like to have everything on the Google Drive, so we are not going to lose anything. And each of you is can go and see the state and of what the other have done and get ideas, get suggestions. Well, okay, there is someone else. Maybe it's a little bit late, but okay, we can do it. If you don't, do you have other questions?
I have a slight, a little question and need a little bit clarity. You just mentioned a while ago that if we have any question, we can reach out to our supervisor or you. What do you mean by supervisor?
Okay.
Yeah, who would
The
be the supervisor? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. The supervisor actually won't be a supervisor. Will be a bridge with the board. So again, for instance, the finance, the funding group would be supervised by Marek Prokupek, the technological one at the moment from me, and the governance would be supervised by Anissa Gultum, who is another board member. Actually, we must be kept in the thread, so we are informed, but not because we want to control you. We don't have time to control you, but just because if something happens and if you have some questions, doubts, whatever, we are informed and you don't have to explain everything. So if we are in the thread, we already know, or we can reconstruct what's going on and which are the doubts. And if you want to decide which are the aims, the specific aims, which are the outputs that you want to organize, like we want to make webinars on the publications or on the benchmarks, why not? We found a lot of interesting benchmarks, and we want to interview the people who are organizing things like this in technology, or who are coping with these problems in governance, or they are using this approach in funding. Okay, since it's not something that you can organize yourselves, it's good to have a referent, a supervisor that is informed and come to the board saying, the working group wants to do that. Can we help them to organize? So that's the role of the supervisor. They won't have more to do. They will not, of course, maybe if in 2 months they don't receive any email from any of you, maybe they can write and say, are you still there? But it's not, they will not check, they will not do anything to make you work, because we are all responsible for ourselves. Thank you, Isa. It was a good question.
Thank you for clarity. Thank you.
So, other questions? Otherwise, I will leave you. I will let you go because I think that we used already a lot of our time. But of course, if you have questions, you can ask me. Fine. Okay. So, for the ones who have to go to lunch, good lunch. For the ones who have to go to dinner, good dinner. Hi, Marta. And for the ones who have to go back to work, have a good day and have a good weekend. We will finish to prepare the folders with the indication that David said and the other things. We will also set the video if you want to re-listen to me speaking on the YouTube channel. Of course, we would like to increase the contents of the YouTube channel, and not only by me. So please organize a lot of ideas for webinars and other things, because we want to invade the web with intercom activities. Okay, so thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.